Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Remote Learning. Boys and girls, this is fourth week and we are going to start the first lesson of it. In our previous lesson, we talked about the law and how it is implemented. The laws are implemented in order to have a peaceful society so that everyone in the country can work peacefully in a healthy environment. So this is page number 54 of your reading book or textbook. We are going to start another chapter, that is lesson number 14, people and work. Students, before I start, don't forget to keep your copies, books and stationery items with you so that you may do the written work once we complete our discussion about the lesson. So we talked about the law and implementation, why it is important. The implementation of the law assures a peaceful and a healthy society where the people can live according to their own choice and they may avail all the uh, benefits that are provided by the government to the country. Now, when the people are living in a country, there is a time when it is very important to check how many people are living in any area, in any city, and within the country, so that we may understand how many people are living in a certain area and what is the percentage of our people who are living in a village and those who are living in the cities. So that is how the government may be able to provide different benefits to all of the people which are within the country, whether they are villagers or the living in the urban areas. So let's start with the reading of the chapter. There are over 185 million people in our country. This is about the number of people living in our country, whether they are children, grown-ups, or elders. Who are these people and what do they do? Now, everyone is doing some sort of activity. For example, you are a student, you are studying in a school, your parents might be working at their workplaces. In the same way, your teachers are coming in school to teach you. So every person of a country, of a city is responsible and doing his own work, his or her own work. A student is doing her own work, his or his own work, and similarly the parents, the elders, they are doing their own work. Where do they live and how do they earn their livings? How do we know the number of people in a city or the whole country? It is very important to know how many numbers of people are living in any city. For example, our city Lahore is a big city, so we have to understand how many people are living in here, and this is done to understand how the good or the beneficial uh, facilities could be provided to them. It could be possible only if we know the number of the people. Let us find out about the people of Pakistan and what they do. Now, once you know the number, you can do the things accordingly. A government, if it knows the number of people living in any city, the government can rule it and provide the things in a better way once they count the number of people. We can find about the people living in a country by conducting census. Census mean the person people count. So during the conduction of census, the people or authorities they send their own uh, uh, own persons to the houses which may take the information like how many people are living in a house and what are their ages, what they do, what is the religion, and some other details. So this is how the government collect the data by sending the people from door to house, and then they collect the data about religion, age, work, and some more things about any family. So this is how the whole data is collected and then it is filled in a certain way. So let's see how it is done. Usually a census is carried out every 10 years. So this happens after not daily, not monthly or yearly. It is done after 10 years. So after 10 years, what happened? During a census, information about the people is collected. We get to know how many people are living in a place, their ages, their occupation, their religion, and about the other details of the population. Such information is called as data or statistics. So this information is collected by the people, which are sent to door and home to home by government, and they, after collecting the data, they send it to the government officials. We can find out how large families are. For example, a smaller family may be composed of only 4 people, and an extended family may be consisting of more than even 10 peoples. So, or what language people they speak, and whether the people can read or write. This is very important. Every member has its detail, and its detail is told to the officials who are asking about it. So once they ask the family members about their mother tongue, their earnings, and some other information, they send this to the government, and all this sort of information help the government to decide many things. For example, government have to decide about the implementation of taxes, and similarly the provision of benefits. So this could be done only if the exact number of people are known by the government. And how government knows it? Government knows about the number of people by conducting a census. It can understand how many people are living in any area, and what is their language, and how much money are they earning. For example, a census may tell us about there are millions of babies in the country. So even and how many babies are in a certain country or area, it could be estimated by conducting census. With this information, the government knows that more schools will be needed in a few years in this time. For example, if there are 10,000 babies in any city, the government will understand that after few years they all will be going to school, and they will be in a need of some more school in this area. So more schools should be opened during upcoming years within that region. So this is how the government may provide some important and needed things to the people of the country. So how this chart will show you about the estimated figures age-wise of the population of Pakistan. For example, this was done by the United Nations data, which was collected before. So children 0 to 14 years, they are about 36.7%. Mean they are about 36.7% people which are children within a country. So adults are from 15 to 64 years, they are 59%, and aged are about 4.2% only. So adults are forming the more percentage among the population, and the children are lesser in percentage as compared to adults. And similarly, aged which are more than 64%, they are only 4.2% of our population. So this is how the division of different kinds of benefits could be done by the government by knowing how many children are there, how many adults are there, and what is the percentage of old people, so that they may provide you different benefits. We can learn a lot from this chart. Think about these questions. How many schools should be needed in the 5 years? So you can understand there are a number of children is about 36.7%. So in the upcoming days, the more school will be needed in the country so that these children may get education. How many people in the country work to earn money? So adults are those who will be earning during this period. So it could be understood that these people will be earning during these days when the children are not going to school. Now, do you think most families are large or small? It could be counted by the population count. Are the money or many old people in the country? What does this tell you? This chart tells us there are lesser number of aged people in a country, in our country especially, and there are more population of adults and then the children. So this is how the chart can help you to understand about the different age groups of the people within the region. So this was about the reading an explanation what is census and how it is conducted and why it is important to conduct a census within the country. So let's start with the written work for today. This chapter was people and work. So here are the written words and meaning for you. This is page number 27 of your skill book. And don't forget to write down the date at the top of your page. The chapter is people and work, page number 27. Let's start with the words and meanings. Number 1 is conduct. Conduct means behavior. Census and official counting of population. Occupation is a career. Countryside is an area which is away from town. And loans, they are lending money. Particular, the piece of information. Architect, as you all know, this is a person who designs the house. You have gone through this word when you will be in grade 2. Garbage, garbage will be the waste material. Then data, data are facts or information. So turn the page, page number 28. Here are a few blanks for you. So first one is there are about dash millions people in our country, about 185 millions. Most of the people in Pakistan live in villages. We talked about it. We can find out about the people living in a country by conducting census. Number 4. In the large towns or cities, there are factories and offices. The government has many departments that help the public. During the census, the information is done about people is collected. Now, true and false, we have census in Pakistan after every 5 years. No, we have discussed that it is conducted after every 10 years. In census, many people have their own businesses. It will be provided by the information which is got that this is in our countries, in the cities, usually people do their own businesses. The government has no special department to help the people how to read and write. This is false. Some people in Pakistan have no work to do. This is true. Most of the uh, villagers work in offices. No, they work in their field. This is false. So do the page number 27 and 28 and submit it timely in the Google Classroom. We will discuss more about in this chapter during our second lesson of the week. And that is all for today. Do your work, submit it, and we will see each other very soon. Allah Hafiz.